Kevin, what's your input on running as far as runners dominating the sport, and how is that different in the 70.3 distance?
Well, in 70.3, you can definitely have the athletes that just exceed the demands of competition on the bike by so much that they still have an effect on the race, and certainly, everybody has to have that cycling ability at 70.3, but, it still comes down to the run, and, there's 13.1 miles to decide the race there, and if you're not at the front off the bike, you could still run your way into the race. There's there's a lot of people who come from the ITU background, and they're used to maybe in the men's races coming off the bike with 50 people. So I mean, it's just I come from an ITU background, and you learn that running's where the race is won.
Mm-hmm. Great, Bob, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Fantastic. So, could you comment on us, what I asked before, it used to be that swimmers were the ones that were dominating the sport, but now more and more the people that are the fastest runners are the ones who are winning races. What have you seen change?
Yeah, it's a very subtle thing when you try and look at it. It's like, why are the Kenyans the best runners in the world? We do now know that you can make most swimmers into adequate runners. But in the ITU sport, of course, adequate running is no longer good enough. So the paradigm of moving athletes from a pure swim background and getting them to run okay worked for a while, especially with the women up to probably 2004. But now it's a question of we say you find somebody who can run, who has some swimming in their background, and the bike will always fall into place. But of course, when it gets to Kevin's world, 70.3 and longer, the bike becomes extremely important in terms of years in the saddle, and then of course the nutrition component is so much bigger in long course racing.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of long course racing, talk a little bit about the Ironman distance. Mark Allen and David Scott's Ironman run records still stand, correct?
Correct. They do still stand. It was not on exactly the same course. I had some interesting conversations with Greg Welch about this, and if you look at photographs and footage of those races, you will also notice that Mark Allen and Dave Scott were much less compromised in their positions on the bikes. They basically rode almost crit-style bikes. They weren't in that extreme tuck, so it didn't impact their run as negatively as it does nowadays. It's very, very interesting to see an Ironman this year that the Aussie kid that came in second changed his bike revs from around about 75 last year and ended up riding very well competitively, but then still being able to run 20 plus minutes faster than he ran before. So the bike has a big impact in Ironman. And then for the bigger guys, when you're an age grouper, probably well over 75-80% of age groupers, the bigger men, when they come to the race, they also nutrition limited, and so they can't really show what their run capability is, because it's not their run that's limiting them, it's their ability to absorb calories.